Hello and welcome back to one final portion of today's episode. We've got problems. Here's what happened. I got some emergency blankets. I couldn't figure out how to build a little bed to sleep in because I picked up emergency jackets instead of emergency blankets. Once I finally figured out my problem, it was no problem to unfold all these emergency blankets and set up a bed. I originally tried to do it just right out here in the in the barn portion of the silo area. And I made a little bed and I tried to go to sleep and I just couldn't sleep. I was tossing and turning and the animals were making noise outside, which I think maybe the reason I couldn't sleep is because there were just footprints everywhere of the various animals making noise outside. So I thought, well, maybe it's a little more insulated inside the silo, and so I came and dropped all my blankets off over here. And I closed the door behind me, and I went over here and went to sleep, and I couldn't sleep because of the noise. So I said, oh, okay, I'll just go sleep inside the house. And when I came over here, I went to the door and realized I have locked myself in the grain silo. Um, I don't have an improvised lockpick. Apparently, this is a barred door that you can open from outside, but that you can't open from the inside. I've never been in a grain silo in my life. I don't know that's how they worked, but now I'm trapped in here. So I tried to bash it a couple of times, the door, a couple of times with my knife spear, which was already terribly damaged, and it broke and turned back into its component parts here on the floor, which at this point consist of a rag and a long string. So I have a long stick in my hand, and I do have a combat knife, and I do have a gun still. I don't know if you can shoot doors open, but if I'm trapped in here, I might have to. Otherwise, I'm not getting out. I could try to smash, but this is a metal grain silo door, so I think I might have some trouble breaking this thing down. I'm going to give it my all. I'm going to wait until I'm not tired. You can see all the footsteps there from the farm animals. That's what I was seeing at night, and I think it's just too noisy of an environment, which is probably why the house is outside the fence, so that you don't have farm animals mooing and oinking and everything else outside the door. So what a pain. I think I have a bad feeling I may have just ended Sparrow Gryphon's career on a completely idiotic move like locking yourself in a grain silo with nothing to eat but raw wheat and emergency blankets. At least I'll be warm when I die. My body aches as I hear a clang. All right, go ahead and rest again until I'm not tired. And man, oh man, let me examine the door. I don't know if it only had something to pick its lock with. Yeah, that would be nice if I did have a lock pick, but I didn't bring one in here with me. Oops, I think I just collapsed my desk here with my keyboard on it, and I didn't manage to smash the door, but I did manage to smash my furniture in real life a little bit. Let's try one more round of bashing with a heavy stick or a long stick. I just have a feeling that this stick is not going to get through this metal gate. And then I'm going to end up starving to death or something stupid. Man, well, I guess this is why people don't live in the barn next to the grain silo. What could I possibly do? What could I possibly do with a blanket? It seems like shooting a metal door is a bad idea, but I could definitely try. Is there actually a way to examine the door to know if it's damaged? I don't think so. I don't think you get to know that. I'm going to pull my gun, and what a waste of bullets. But what if I was to take precise aim and shoot this door? It says firing. It also says that I don't have a target. I fired a round off. At this point I have 3 rounds left. And I don't believe that did any damage to the door. Could try to smash it with a gun instead of a stick, but just don't know. I don't know about this. I do not know. I do not know. I think I might be doomed. I don't think we need to watch my doom, but I'm definitely going to continue to look for a way out, and I'll keep you posted if I find a way. I'm going to think about it for a while before I just immediately run to the internet and try to find a solution. So I think I will just probably smash for a while longer and see if I don't end up, physically hurting myself trying to do that. I'm also going to fix my desk in real life. So, hey, thanks for watching. Don't be a dummy and try to sleep in the grain silo. If you do, leave the door open. That's my advice. Until next time. Okay. We are trapped. I am fairly certain. I was unable to find any help online except something that taught me that if a feature is made of metal, it can't be smashed. This is, well, I can't see it from where I'm standing. This is a metal door that apparently locks when you close it if you're not on the proper side of the door. These walls are all also made of metal. So I'm trapped in here. No matter what I have on my person, unless I have explosives, there's no way for me to possibly get out. So I've done a few things. I spent a long time bashing on things before I finally checked the messages to see that, for example, way up here somewhere, it will tell me you don't seem to be damaging the metal wall, or you don't seem to be damaging the closed bar door. So I started to go through my inventory and think, well, what do I have? I should be able to pick the lock, but I don't because my improvised lock picks are in this pack. As you can see, oh, oops, well, not if I do that. I can't point at that and the inventory list up there, but you can see the very first 2 things, a broken or nearly broken improvised lockpick and one that still functions. If I had grabbed the right pack, I would have a way out, but I don't. I have no way to reach that pack, and I'm stuck in here. And I think that's a game over because if you look at Sparrow Gryphon's mood, it's not too great. He is hydrated currently and he's peckish, but when it comes to things to eat, I have a canteen with water and I have raw wheat, and that's it. So I will eventually starve to death in here. I tore apart my sunglasses, I tore apart my bulletproof vest, all in the hopes of creating, the components to be able to scrap something together that I could maybe pry the door open with. And then I realized that it's completely dark in here, and any light source that I have, any ability to make a fire, turn on a cell phone, is also in the other pack. So I have no way to make light, and without light I can't craft anything. So even if I did have the materials inside the silo, I couldn't do it. I was thinking about turning the broken spear into a digging tool and maybe digging underground. I don't know if you can do that in this game. Maybe digging under the wall of the silo and escaping into the field. But I don't even think I bothered to look at what the floor is made out of. It is plowable floor, so potentially you could dig. I am out of ideas of how Sparrow Gryphon might get out of this. So that leaves us with a conundrum. Roguelike games, you only have one chance. There's no save game to go back to. There is a debug mode. I could cheat. I could go into debug mode and put myself on the other side of the gate and then not make this dumb mistake again, because this is a stupid way to die. This was I feel like Sparrow Gryphon, he was my first real run through the game, and I feel like it's gone pretty well. It's gone a lot better than I expected it to. And it's been pretty fun. I feel good about the progress we've made. So I hate to die this way, but that's also the way roguelike games work. It's like you play, you work hard, and you pay close attention, you do really well, and then something stupid happens. You lean on a button, you don't do the right thing before you go around a corner, and bam, the game kicks you in the Goonies and shows you that it's a very unforgiving you know uh, pastime, the roguelike game. So part of me wants to say, you know what, Sparrow Gryphon, you shouldn't have closed that door behind you and locked yourself into a completely dark silo. And then the other part of me thinks maybe it would be fun to continue this game. So I'm not going to press any buttons or waste any time or have Sparrow Gryphon use his firearm to finish the job that starvation and insanity will eventually bring here. I'm going to put it on hold. I'm going to see if anybody in the comments of this video has any ideas about how we can get out of here without debugging. But I'm going to leave the game on hold. I think what I'm going to do is start a new series with a new character and play that. If I get frustrated with starting over again and feel like debugging this character and continuing from here is going to be more productive and more entertaining for me, I might do that. So I'm kind of putting Sparrow on ice for a bit before the end of his short time on this cataclysmic planet, and just moving on with something else for now. Yeah, this is how you learn. This is how you learn. Don't ever go inside a silo and close the door behind you. I think if obviously I closed the door on the other side and was able to reopen it again, but apparently from the inside it's much more difficult. So let's have Sparrow Gryphon walk over here and have a seat on his emergency blanket pile and think about what he's done for a while. Okay? Sparrow, we may see you again. You fine young hippie gentleman. At least you got some pants. I guess that's where we'll leave it. Thanks everyone for coming along on the journey, and maybe we'll see you again.